Okay, so we're going to look at the movie information search thing, and so I put up a demo yesterday, and I'll just copy that into the Dave 5 folder here. So, -R. That is not what I wanted. Okay, so I have a go app here, and I'll show you what it looks like, and we'll add to it the searching capability. So, there's movie information, and I hooked up links. You can click search, and I have this form, and you can click new movie, and you can add a movie. Okay, so really basic site. So if we look at that, I have my app YAML, just the standard stuff in there. And I start here, routes. I just have these 3 routes: index, search, and new movie. And I broke each one into a separate file, just because I thought maybe that'd be easier. So index looks like this. I create a file server. It's a global file server. And what I do is if the route is not /, then I just hand it off to the file server. So if you're wondering how you could have both a file server on public and an index page, you can do it this way. So I do that, and then otherwise, if you go to /, then you'll see this. I just render this template, index template. It's just has a header and then a bunch of stuff and then a footer. And so in here you can see the header and footer. It's just some basic structure. So I render that template to the page. If you go to search, then I do this. Very much the same. It's just a slightly different. And we're going to fill in the values to actually make it do the search. But for now, this is just so it's all ready to be plugged in. Is what I'm getting at. So let's do that. So if I add a new movie now, test, it doesn't do anything. And so we need to make it actually do something. So I'll go to my new movie, and I need to get the form values. So title, rec.form value, title, and that comes from right here. And then there's summary. Okay, so just the name of the inputs. I think I called it summary. Yeah, summary. Yeah. Rec.form value summary. So now I have the title and the summary. Let's make sure that that actually works the way we expect it to. So I'm going to get a context. I'm going to say log.infof, context, title, summary. And pass it the title and the summary. Okay. So I'm going to clear this. Incidentally, in OS X, Command K will clear. I'm sure they're similar in other operating systems. Title, summary.
Command K was what?
Clears the
Oh,
terminal. So info, title, summary. So it's coming through, right? So I've got the values that I entered. So now I just need to put them into the search index. So first I need to get an index. So index is search.open. And you give it a name, so let's just call it movies. And then with that index, I can say, well, let me resolve it real quick. Just so I get some type assist here. It returns an error. Okay, so now I have my index. And I can say index.put, right? And I give it the context. What else did that take? That's for later. What's ID? So the ID, I'm just gonna make it generate one, and then the actual object, I need to create that. So I need a type to represent my movie. So I'm gonna add types.go. I think I called this movie info. So type movie struct. It'll have a title and a summary. We could add year, we could add all kinds of stuff. But for now, let's do that. So I need to create that movie. So I'll say movie. So now I have a movie. Just pass that into the put. That should create it and give me the ID and possibly an error. So I'm going to do the same thing with the error I did up here. Just copy that. And now let's see what I get back. Okay, so now if I do this, submit the form, it should put that into the search index. Didn't get anything here because I'm not displaying it, but in the terminal, here it is. It created this document, 6 CB, etc. So if we looked in the data store, sorry, in the search index, we could see that in here. Movies, and here's our document, and it has summary and title. So that's how we put into the search. Pretty straightforward. We just get form values, open our search index, create a struct, and then put it in there. So what I'm going to do is add into the struct here for the page model, I'm going to say created ID string, and I'm going to pass it in here. Actually, I'm going to do this a little different. There's an issue with this code, so let me pull this up a little. What's the issue with this code? Anybody see what's wrong with this? The issue is that the first time you come to this page, you will not have submitted a form. So I just need to add if it's opposed. Because I don't want to like just create an empty movie. So, okay, and then I can say dot created ID. Oops, not that. Equal ID. Oh, it's model. That's what I was doing wrong. Okay, and then in my template, I'm just going to add a, if dot created ID, I'm just going to have, just to give some indication to the user that something happened. So now if I submit
Slash there.
Slash?
Close strong.
Close strong.
Oh, thank you. And now if I
Unless you wanted it very strong.
let's not resubmit the form. Example title 2. Example 2. I submit that. Now I get a nice created whatever. I mean, it's still kind of meaningless, but at least you know something happened. Okay, so that's how we can add things. We now have two documents in our search. So now we just need to implement search. So what I want to see happen is if I search for example, I get something. And I need to replace the results with results. So let's close all this stuff. Go to the search go, and I already have the query here. So I've got that implemented, ready to go. That's whatever the user enters. So now I just need to search it. So if so we can from the other one grab this bit about the context. We'll need that. And then this bit about the index. That guy. So now we have an index. And how do we search an index? We use index.search. And so it'll take a context and a query. The query is whatever the user entered. And so
It also takes me the search options, which can be now.
that's right, thank you. There's the third option. So now we'll get an iterator and we'll loop over that. So we'll need a movie. That will return an ID. I don't care about the ID, and an error, possibly. If error is equal to search.done, break. Else if error not equal to nil, then we do this stuff. So now we have our movie. We want to add that to a list, so I'm going to do two things. One is I'm going to move this up, like I did in the other one, just so I have it available. And I'm going to add a field here for movies. Okay? And those are going to be the results of my search. So I'll go down here and append to that list. Model.movies equal append model.movies and movie. So now I have a list of movies, and all I have to do is update my search template to iterate over that list. So I come in here, delete that, and do range.movies, and now we should have the movies. So let's just see what that is. Cool. So it gave me both my movies. So of course you would probably do this like in a table or something. So title. So do /tbody. And then inside here we'll have rows. So we'll do tr, td, title, okay. So now we'll build a table instead of this, right? And so now I can do this table. Make sense? And so it's pretty straightforward as far as searching and all that. So if I search for, something, that shouldn't return anything. There's nothing matched that. But if I search, for example, it does. Okay, and I could go and paste in real movies and do real searches. But yeah, does that all make sense? Any questions about that? So pretty straightforward. Searches is, it's probably as easy as using the data store. It's pretty easy to do the querying here. Maybe things we can improve is that you can show all the movies if you don't have a query, stuff like that. But we can keep working on it, obviously. Let me show you one additional thing which is kind of cool. So a lot of sites implement search capability. So maybe you've seen this. If I type Stack Overflow, I think there's a way. So you see how it seems to search Stack Overflow? That's kind of cool, right? And now if I type a question, Golang.
How do you do that? Start typing and so they can see the hint. In the
So
corner.
I did Stack Overflow,
See the hint in this corner.
then I hit Tab. That's really cool, right? And now if I search Golang, it's going to search Stack Overflow for Golang.
That's cool.
It turns out we can make our site do that. We can just build it so it can do that. Okay? So let me show you how you do that. And I haven't tried this, so we'll see how it goes. If we view page source on Stack Overflow, you will see at the top of their page is a link rel search. It's a little hard. And so they have this link element. Nobody uses link element for style sheets and stuff, but they're using a rel search. It has this weird type, application, open search description, XML, and then a title and an href. Okay? And that's how it gets hooked up into your browser, which is cool. So we just need to add that to our page. So let me copy that. Oh, it was already selected. Oops. So I'm going to go to my layout and just pop that at the top here. Of course, I'm going to change the title to, movie information. And then this we'll add in a second. Okay. So we add just the link to our page. Now we have to create this Open Search XML. So inside of here, I'm just going to make a file. And this is an XML file. And so if we look in the Stack Overflow one, which I had open somewhere around here, here it is. This is what it looks like. Let me just copy that and paste it into the file, and we'll modify it. Okay, so we have Open Search description tag, XML namespace is that thing, and that thing. And then we have the short name. So we'll call ours movie info. And then we have a description. So we'll say search movies. I guess that input encoding is cool. I don't know if an image is required. We're just going to use what they have. Maybe let's see what happens if we just get rid of it.
Well, it used their,
That's the favicon, the little icon, you know. And so we just need to change this. So HTTP localhost 8080 search q equals search terms. That's the same. My search is the same way. I use q as the variable. So let's see if that works.
copy paste coding.
I'm going to be surprised if this just works. Okay, so localhost 8080.
It already said.
How do I?
Right there, tab.
Nope, that's not it.
You ran a local jkit, so it overrode it.
How do I get rid of? Oh, I can hit.
You can right click the menu bar, or right click the right there, the URL entry.
Right click it.
No, the entry field. No, up.
The input box.
Yeah, right click that. Search engines.
Ah. Holy cow. Apparently a lot of people do this.
It's fun.
Oh, I gotta get rid of all these guys. Where's this localhost?
Just change the port number. Just change the port.
Well, no, it's
Here's an easier way.
Localhost is fixed from the bottom. So you could do a Stack Overflow tab, and it'll bring up the Stack Overflow one, and then just change it from Stack Overflow, because it's just a prefix, right?
Oh, actually, yeah, that's the other thing you could do.
And you can just
Still
take
not
out
working.
Stack Overflow and put in localhost 8080.
That's
I don't know how to get it to do it.
So do Stack Overflow tab,
Okay.
and now, oh, I thought you could click on that. You can't. Never mind.
the other thing you could do, Caleb, is you could go to edit search.
It doesn't work, but that's how you would do it. I'm sure there's a way to get it. Maybe if I uploaded it to.
Where did you get the XML file?
I copied it from Stack Overflow.
Yeah, but how did you see it there? How did you get to it on Stack Overflow?
View page
Read the
source.
header and the HTML file that's in there.
Oh, okay, and then you just click there. Got it. All right, thank you.
Anyway, it maybe would work if I uploaded the app and did it that way. I think my local hosts are.
Actually, it'll also be in the autocomplete, so you can keep tabbing down until you get to it.
You think if I?
So it's already in.
When I tab, it just does that.
Yeah, I believe that's just too short.
Why is it asking me to sign up? Do you have something in the email?
That's just showing you everything that's ever showed in Open Search on localhost 8080. So it's fighting with a bunch of other garbage from all the other dev servers in the past. Yeah, I mean, normally it's not a problem because only one person at Stack Overflow, but he's run 1,000 different localhosts.
Okay. So we will move on. Today we're going to look at